Welcome back. St. Catharines Mayor Mat Siscoe is back to talk about what is happening around the city. Good morning. Thanks for joining us again.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
We've been talking a lot about red light cameras, or speeding cameras, not red light cameras on the show. Premier Doug Ford saying that he wants them banned. We had Hamilton Mayor Andrea Horvath. We had Burlington Mayor Mary Ann Mead Ward comment about the importance of these devices. What do you say about this issue?
Yeah, you know what? It's not nearly as controversial, I don't think. I mean, we have the same problems, people cutting them down. I think that's kind of ridiculous. Almost all of ours, if not all of ours in Niagara, are in school zones. And when I talk to people, like, that's the one place where people are accepting of them. Yeah, school zones make sense. You know, we're trying to keep speeds down in front of elementary schools so the kids are safe. And we know that it's an issue. You know, like, I know a lot of people, myself included, you know, have gotten a ticket and it's outside of the school hours. And but that's the point. They're supposed to be trying to change behaviors. And I think that's working. We see it noticeable. I think it's 9 km/h decrease in speeds. So they're having the intended effect, and you know, I'm expressed a little bit of frustration. I don't think this is the tool to take away, because this is how you can slow people down when they're driving past elementary school kids.
The Great Lakes St. Lawrence Seaway system operating at 50% capacity, according to the latest reports. What is going on, and is this a chance, an opportunity to grow?
This has been a long-standing issue, and it's something that my friends at Algoma and Canada Steamship Lines have been really sort of banging on about, and the Seaway. To their credit, we have so much more capacity on the Great Lakes, and we are not using it effectively, and that's why, you know, some of us, myself included, are calling for more in the way of customs capacity to be able to clear CBSA clearances along the Great Lakes. You know, Hamilton would be a great option. Port Colborne would be a great option. There's a number of different locations we've identified. As part of the Great Lakes St. Lawrence Cities Initiative, I'm the co-chair. We're going to be putting forward an economic transformation plan coming up at the end of the month, and we really want to see this happen. From a climate change perspective, it's the right choice, but from an economic vibrancy standpoint for the province of Ontario, it's the right choice. We have good partners with the province. We've seen a lot of good things coming out of the federal government, so we want to see them continue that.
Sunset Beach is undergoing an extreme makeover. What is going on? Yes,
and much appreciation to the provincial government. I always like to say, when they do give us money, we appreciate it. It's going to be a big renovation, but it's going to lead to a much better facility in St. Catharines. This is one of our gems. People love it. There's a lot of work that we have to do to make sure that the traffic concerns are dealt with, but we're going to be left with a better playground, better parking infrastructure, and just a better beach overall.
Speaking of makeovers, the St. Paul Street West CN Rail Bridge also undergoing some reconstruction.
Yes, this has been ongoing for quite some time, but we got some good news at Public Works earlier this week. The project, at least the rail crossing, which has been the biggest problem for the local businesses, is going to be completed by the end of this year. That's a full year in advance of when it was originally slated to be completed. Wow. That's fantastic. We've got some great businesses along that stretch of road that really deserve the patronage of our community, and having that bridge completed quickly is going to allow people to get there and visit those businesses.
Good news from the St. Catharines Public Library. There's a new branch in the Penn Center.
Yeah, fantastic idea. They decided to relocate the Meriton branch to the Penn Center. I think this is great. You know, I mean, we know that there's a lot of people walking around in the library. I'm a reader. I'm a big book guy. So anything you can do to get more people into the library, I think, is fantastic. But they've seen really great results in the first few weeks. We'll do the official grand opening in a few more days, but very exciting.
Also very exciting, the Niagara River Lions going back-to-back as CEBL champions. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I had a bit of a heart attack in the fourth quarter watching, but no, it was fantastic. Vic Rasso and Michelle Biscup, the whole team over at the River Lions, have done a fantastic job. So we're going to find ways to honor them, because, you know, this is the second national championship in a row. I always like to hold it over my friend, the mayor of Guelph, who is actually a fan of the Calgary Surge, who we beat in the championship.
Yes,
so I just like to point out to Cam that we are back-to-back champions, but we'll lord that over everybody else for another year.
Looking forward to the three-peat next year?
I have no doubt whatsoever that Michelle Biscup is currently sitting at home figuring out how to three-peat.
Finally, we got about 40 seconds. It seems to be budget season for municipalities. Can you talk about what you guys are up to?
Yeah, we're in the midst of it right now. I gave direction to my staff earlier this year. Obviously, the mayor is who presents the budget now, but I said to my staff, we have to identify savings. You know, given everything that's going going on with tariffs, Niagara is so dependent on exports. We know that our businesses are feeling it harder than in a lot of other places. And so I said, listen, our budget has to be very cognizant of that fact, because it's not just the businesses who export, it's the businesses who get business from the businesses who export. That has a knock-on effect throughout the community. So we're working hard to make sure that we've got our costs aligned with where our community's at.
Mayor Siscoe, always appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
More Morning Live coming up after the break. Good morning.